I suppose before Cambridge, I had no experience whatsoever of co-hosting really like a workshop. At that time, we had already organized 4 workshops in Ireland. So I suppose the main difference for me was 2 things. One thing is that it really helped me, I suppose, in terms of hosting workshop afterwards, so kind of smaller workshops. But it also mainly, I think, the main added value for me was in terms of guiding him as well for specific workshop and looking at the whole meeting planning in terms of where you start and where you want to go. And I think it really helped me in terms of planning meeting and briefing as well, the chair or the facilitator for a meeting. I think that was really helpful from that point of view. Where Green Building Council, when we started, our community was very much made of, I suppose, kind of construction companies only. So I suppose it has really helped us in terms of reaching other group of people and convincing them that it was interesting. Like, for instance, we have had far more, I suppose, people coming from the financial side, or also we are launching our final set of recommendations on Thursday. We had some politicians a little bit more involved. So I suppose it has helped me as well in terms of having meeting with politicians and thinking in different way and how we could get them involved in the whole process. From our point of view, the fact that we have this big launch of the report on Thursday, and that's going to be a much more diverse group that if you compare to the first workshop a year ago, I mean, you clearly see that the group is much more diverse. The other thing is, I suppose, the fact that in the end, through that community, we managed to secure meetings that we probably wouldn't have been able to secure, a year ago, just through this connection and that building that community process.
Our situation was different. We were not so progressed in the process of these workshops, so we were able to implement all this practice early on for the whole process of the stakeholder engagement. To me, it is quite different. I have a background in stakeholder thinking, but it made me look in ways of more people-to-person communications and really seeing the people in our meetings and actively asking them questions. We miss all the viewpoints that we should have had in a conversation, and then we realize at the end of the event, I should have asked him or her about this, and I didn't manage to do so. But with this ideology in our mind after Cambridge, it was all the time in the back of your head that I need to have everybody involved in the conversation, make them feel part of this, and that this is their agenda. We need to work this together. I think the main impact of this was we made everybody aware of the renovation challenge or the national challenges that we face in energy efficiency, all the time keeping that in back of our heads that we need to address those people and those people. It made us more aware to get a better coverage of the whole sector of the stakeholder system. So that's the key impact. What was mentioned before is that we were also able to secure not meetings, but a position that we were previously in on the national level regarding renovation questions or energy efficiency questions. We became this active part of the process through this.